Hello YouTube, this is the COD Zebra and I'm making how to code, and this is a series on, well, the title clearly says how to code. This is lesson 2, part 2 on variables, and I'm using Snaps Pro X as my screen recorder and TextMate as my text editor, or code editor. So we are going to learn about if, else, and prompting. We might not have time for prompting, but yeah. So I'm just going to open TextMate up. I'm going to change it to JavaScript because now this is what we write in. And I'm going to set the mic down, type it up, and then yeah. Alright, I'm just going to do it in little segments and then tell you what it means. So, we had this before, var number. Might have been number before, but I can't remember because that was last night, and last night's a big blur. I'm really tired this morning. We pull a semicolon at it, and then we're going to do some other things. So, I've just told you how to declare a variable, make a variable, tell you what it's equal to by doing that, but let's see, edit there. Now you can do the if or else statements, and that is stating something is two things are equal. So I'm just going to show you what that is. So there we go. So I stated here that number is equal to 0. And when you're doing this, it's really opposite because now the computer already knows that number is a variable, so you don't need to put anything, you don't need to put quotations, equals, stuff like that. They don't need to be in quotations. But then now the numbers do in just this. So definitely different. So now what you're going to do is you're going to put a bracket and bring it down to, so like that, and then you're going to put console.log. Let me just do that quickly. Yeah, so I just wrote it here, and so obviously it's gonna be numbers equal to 0. The code won't make sense unless you have a console.log in there. So now what you're gonna do is I'm gonna put another one. I'm gonna put so let's so console.log is just making it true or false. So number does equal 0. But let's say I did let's say I did this. I'm gonna just set the mic down. let's say number is equal to 2. Well, this is stating number is equal to 0, and console.log will say number is equal to 0, and that won't make any sense to the computer. So, definitely. But if you can make it 0, that would make sense, because now all of them say that number is equal to 0. So that's the if. Now let's say you did else, and I can just continue it here. You could do the else statement. Here, I'm just going to write it. Okay, so now that makes sense. It still makes sense because now you're not saying anything else. So actually you would probably just want to write it like that, put a space, and that would make sense to the computer. And I haven't been honestly true to you guys. Not everything has to be in a, not all words have to be in parentheses, or, not all words have to be in quotations. There is something called a Boolean, which is equal to true or false. And that is stating this. So if I did just like console.log, if I just did true, true, see, changes color. So, else can be used in numerous ways. I'll show you that in the next video when I'm doing prompting and, yep. Because you're gonna need prompting, because you need certain, candidates for certain conditions. So, thank you YouTube for watching, and, please subscribe.